Hello, Internet! It's your boy, MC Gingerbread, back at it again with another complaining video. Today we're going to be talking about Pokemon, as you could tell. As a huge Pokemon fanboy, it hurts me to say this, but Pokemon kind of sucks right now. And not just the mainline series, but just the franchise as a whole seems to be grasping at the high of Pokemon Go since its release in 2016. And don't get me wrong, Pokemon Go was amazing. Probably one of the best augmented reality games to ever come out. And when it originally came out, it was like world peace for 2 months. It was amazing. Sadly, that peace did not last, and I'm not here just to talk about Pokemon Go. Shortly after Pokemon Go came the divisive entry into the series Sun and Moon. Sun and Moon was not the new refreshing taste that Pokemon needed to keep things going after 20 years, and it did not get better from that. The Pokemon devs listened to the fans by saying, "We need a change to the format," and then had to immediately listen to the Pokemon fans screaming, "Not like this." They removed gyms and replaced them with puzzles that were easily solved, sometimes by just one Pokemon. They introduced one of the most sickeningly optimistic rivals on the history of Pokemon. Have you ever met someone that's so happy that you just kind of want to punch them in the face and make them angry and bitter like the rest of us? Yeah, that's him. He's awful. They got rid of Megas, which was already something that everybody was confused about, and replaced them with Z moves, which is like the dumbest thing I've ever seen. It's like fucking Power Rangers-esque. Like, press a button on your watch and then I use a magic move. Stupid. It was dumb. Didn't want it. No. Pokemon Go showed the devs that mobile gaming is a very lucrative venture if done right, but instead of doing things right and making decent games, they decided to just throw as many ideas as possible on the wall and see which ones would stick. Pokemon Quest, Pokemon Rumble Rush, Pokemon Smile, Pokemon Cafe Mix, which just recently got an update and is now rebranded as Pokemon Cafe Remix. How clever! Oh my god! Pokemon Masters EX, which is not Pokemon Master Sex, get your mind out of the gutter. Pokemon Tower Battle, Pokemon Playhouse, and blah blah blah. You get the picture, there's a lot. The mainline and console spin-offs didn't get much better either. They made Let's Go Eevee and Let's Go Pikachu after this, which was a remake of the original Kanto region, and according to Game Freak, was made for the new fans of the series brought in by Pokemon Go. And the only thing that really came good of that game is that they made shiny hunting a little bit easier, but also it was so boring, because you're just sitting there watching Pokemon spawn and despawn and spawn and despawn until you see a shiny one, and then you run up to it immediately and beat the shit out of it. As an older fan of the series, this irritated me because new fans have no nostalgia tying them to the original Kanto region, so they could have chosen literally any region in the franchise, but instead they chose Kanto, which they've remade like 100 times. And the game it's very clearly a filler game. It had little to no replay value with absolutely no endgame content to speak of. They had a second player added into the game to get to more players to play the game, but the second player was pretty much just a glorified helper. All they could do was throw Pokeballs, or they could use player one's Pokemon in battle, and that's it. They didn't have their own Pokemon, they didn't have their own Pokeballs, nothing. Next, we got another entry into the mainline series, Pokemon Sword and Shield. And oh man, was this one a doozy. The Dexit, as some would call it, was a debacle for the ages in the Pokemon franchise. 400 plus Pokemon were to be excluded from the mainline game to allow the devs to put the game out in the release window that they had available. They couldn't port over the massive amount of Pokemon to this new console-based game, as it was the first in the series to be rendered exclusively on a home console, the Nintendo Switch. A vocal outcry from longtime fans took to the internet to complain about most of the Pokemon, as they were just being carbon copied from their counterparts previously seen on the 3DS. Shit, they didn't even involve all the original 151, which they already made models of for the Switch because they were on Let's Go Eevee and Let's Go Pikachu. They didn't do that. A lot of Pokemon fans were thinking that they were going to add these Pokemon, the unreleased Pokemon, as DLC in later content. And Masuda, Game Freak's head developer, assured us that that was not the case. And then immediately showed us that he was lying because they had released those Pokemon in DLC that cost $30. And that didn't even add all of the missing Pokemon, just some of them. Pokemon Sword and Shield were just not good games. For as much as Game Freak hyped this game up to be really awesome since it's going to be taking advantage of the new hardware, the game seemed extremely underdeveloped. The battle animations seemed extremely lackluster comparatively to the 3DS animations beforehand. Shoot, even some of the animations were worse off than the original ones in the N64 Pokemon Stadium battle animations. Like, wow, jeez. The story was extremely boring and underdeveloped as well, as some of the main plot points happened off screen and then the characters have to tell you about it, which is really weird that they did that in a video game instead of showing you in a video. Makes no sense. The characters are all extremely one-note. The level design took a backseat way the fuck back there, as you know, normally in most of the Pokemon games, we're used to sprawling maze-like levels that you have to kind of figure out how to get through. No, the maps are extremely just like flat one-line paths with like pretty backdrops to distract you from the fact that you're just walking in a straight line the entire time. The only decent part of the game was the pseudo-open world aspect of the wild areas. And the wow factor in these areas seemed to die off pretty quickly as you realize that it's just this one area and they only connect 2 cities. You don't even get to choose your path in this game. It's literally just, you have a set path in this game and you have to take this and that's all you can do. And I cannot forget to mention these 2 fuckboy characters that were added at the very end of the game to seemingly just pad out the ending for an extra hour or so. All you do is chase them around the map, do the same thing like 5 times, and then when you finally catch them, the logic behind their evil deeds makes no sense. Like, at all. It's fucking beyond stupid. Also, what the fuck is that hair? Seriously. Who thought that was a good idea?
What are those?
And then there was the Pokemon Home debacle, where they make you pay a premium price to transfer your Pokemon from one game in the mainline series to another game in the mainline series. Originally, this was free. You could just do this. You just transfer Pokemon and cool, whatever. And then Game Freak realized that they could monetize this, and then they created Pokemon Bank, which cost $5 a year, and then you could transfer Pokemon from wherever. Okay, cool. Now Pokemon Home is $15 a year, a 200% increase in price from the original. And they added Wonder Trade into it too, which was originally free, you could do it any time, and now you have to pay that premium price to store more than 3 Pokemon in Wonder Trade, which, fine, whatever, okay? And then they also added the Pokemon Go transfer and added a more arbitrary timer to that and some monetization to that as well. So how that works is you can transfer your Pokemon from Pokemon Go to Home, but you can only transfer a certain amount of them before it fills up this bar. And once the bar is filled up, you have to wait 24 hours for it to unfill so you can transfer your Pokemon back over again. And the ones that are worth more value cause the bar to fill up faster. So Pokemon that are shiny or legendaries. They knew exactly what they were doing. And 24 hours is a long period of time to wait, that's fine, whatever. But the fact that they did it and added a way for you to pay to shorten the amount of time is intentionally scummy and shows you exactly where their priorities lie. This is the first time that they've ever introduced monetization into the mainline Pokemon games. And it's super late. Like, just don't do that. Don't. Pokemon Unite is another spin-off instead of an original idea. They just tried to chase trends in the mobile market and made a MOBA, which is like 5 years too late as the main gaming trend is Battle Royale, but if I say that too loudly, I feel like they'll probably make a Pokemon Battle Royale, and I don't want that, so don't do that. Not only is Unite a stale format, but it also added microtransactions that allowed you to buy better upgrades than most people have access to without countless hours of grinding, essentially making the game pay to win. Thankfully for them, the game isn't nearly as high profile as something like Star Wars Battlefront 2, so people don't really care that much, but it's still egregious and blatantly greedy, so don't play this game. All haven't been horrible between Sun and Moon and now. The new release of Pokemon Snap was a huge nostalgia trip as me and my friends put hours into the original one on the N64, and the new one added a plethora of new Pokemon as the original released over 21 years ago. Oh god. Pokemon Snap can drink now. Ugh. Either way, the game was great, and they added some new DLC, so if you're a fan of the original, or you're just a Pokemon fan and you haven't played the new Snap, go get it. It's 100% worth it. And now, if only I could find that Pikachu printer. With the next mainline release looming around the corner, 2022 corner, all we have to go on until then is Shining Diamond and Brilliant Pearl Remastered that isn't even being made by Game Freak. Honestly, I'm not too sure about this one. I hate the chibi aesthetic to the game, as I much more prefer the realistic approach of Sword and Shield. This art style seems to be a step back rather than an upgrade, and these constant remasters seem to be continually being pumped out. It seems that Pokemon's going to catch up to current gen within the next year or so, and then what are they going to do? Just start remastering the remasters? I need to stop saying stuff out loud. I swear Nintendo is going to start listening to me. And finally, we get to the new game that looks oh so promising, but has me very nervous to see how it actually turns out. Pokemon Legends Arceus, or Arceus? Either way, it's set to be releasing January 2022, and the second trailer just recently dropped, and it looks so good. It looks like what Sword and Shield should have been, but I'm still nervous because as a Pokemon fan, I have been burned before, and I don't know if I can take the hurt again. So far, Game Freak has impressed me with what they've showed, and I really hope this game turns out to be as good as what it looks like, or else we might be seeing the downfall of one of the most beloved franchises of all time. And just so you guys know, I just recently found out that apparently the open world aspect is going to be more similar to Monster Hunter World than it is actual open world, where you're going to have like a hub world, and then you go on missions to certain areas, and the areas change depending on what mission you're on. Something like that. Either way, that's just my take on everything. What do you guys think? Make sure to leave a comment or a like down in the comments below so I can respond to you. And as always, make sure to subscribe to my channel so you can watch more of my stuff. And thanks for watching, guys. Peace.